we are charming.
And we're dangerous.
Cute.
You're dead.
Yeah.
And in today's video, we are coming back at y'all with our mixing of the elements series. I think this might be our final one.
Ooh.
Yeah, but we might want to do one that is what happens when you mix the same element. If you guys are interested in that, comment down below. Like, obviously everyone likes to know whether they can date their same sign or someone within the same element. If you're interested in that, we'll totally do it. I feel like it might be fun, but I just don't know if people are interested. So don't forget to comment down below if you are. But today's mixing of the elements is all about air and fire.
Yeah.
So if you are a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, or if you are an Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, feel free to watch. Let us know what you think. But before we even get into our thoughts and our opinions, we would love it if you guys would subscribe down below. Your girls over here, we cover anything that has to do with astrology, anything that has to do with fuckboys, anything that has to do with dating, anything that has to do with girl code, anything two besties we'll talk about anyway. We cover right here on this channel, except we have, you know, a camera in front of our face.
Yeah.
So if you can get down with any of that, subscribe. Now on to the video. Okay, Maya, tell me, what do you think of air and fire colliding?
Yes, to me, I love this match. I feel like me as a fire sign, if y'all don't know I'm a fire sign, I have a lot of like air sun sign friends, air moon sign friends, and honestly, it really just works for me. I feel like it works. These two elements really just work together. They have great chemistry. Quite literally, fire needs air to like continue to thrive, you know what I mean? And for air to be able to move and change pieces, like it needs some type of heat or temperature change to also move. So they really rely on each other. I think it potentially can get a little cray-cray, but in general, I like it. I really like it. How do you feel?
I absolutely agree. I feel like this combination together is a recipe for disaster, and I mean that in the best, most compatible way. Like, I don't mean recipe for disaster, like stay away. I mean, like, I know you fire and air signs love disaster.
Yes.
So just meet in the middle and you'll find each other.
You're both hot messes. You know what I mean? So like come together in the best way.
Don't get offended.
No, don't be offended.
You're not gonna have, see, when you're fire and air and water and earth aren't in the picture, you just do things without feeling ridiculed, without feeling judged, without feeling like somebody's holding some sort of emotional manipulation or telling you to get your shit together over your head. It's just like, what do you want to do? I don't know. What do you want to do? Everything. Perfect. Me too.
Right. It's like, let's adventure. I feel like there's not a lot of like judgment.
There's no
between
judgment.
the two of them. Probably not a lot of accountability between the two of them either. But honestly, I like it. It makes it easy and light and fun.
Definitely.
You know, it's a very fun dynamic.
For sure. Honestly though, when I do think of like fire and air energy mixed together, I think of that meme of that little girl that's like, she started the house fire and she's like looking back, like smiling. Like that to me is the epitome of like fire and air energy. It's like, yeah, I did that. You like that?
Like, yeah, I did.
It's like, what the hell?
It's the Wild Wild West with them. It really is. Okay, yes. So I love this combo, and go with me here, y'all, with this analogy that I'm about to create of a hot air balloon. To me, like, it is a perfect mix of the fire and air elements together, because like you're in this hot air balloon and you have to like be mixing perfectly together, and then you get to go to new heights and see new areas and explore new territories. And like, to me, that's them together. Like when they're around each other, they're like, let's go do new things. Like what's happening, what's exciting. And like, I feel like both of these signs are on the go and they're both willing to be like, yep, let's go together. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I like that because I feel like the water and earth, sometimes they're like, okay, they're more of homebodies. They're homebodies for sure. You know? And these two signs are like, let's go on a trip, let's explore new things, try new things. And yeah, as a fire sign, it's very fun.
It is, and I have an air moon, so I definitely get that. I do feel like fire and air are the extroverts of the elements, so I feel like together they thrive. They're that it couple that like will be out and about and like will be like feeding off of each other's energy 100%. While they're socializing and like meeting new people. Like they don't ever really get, I hope, jealous of each other in the sense that like one of them is more social than the other, because they both have that social aspect to them.
Yeah.
So that is also another reason why I feel like I enjoy them together. So I agree, when it is that perfect balance of energy between the two of them, it is like a hot air balloon that's like, you know, going to new heights, discovering the world, traveling together, doing all these dope things. So I agree. I feel like air signs love how reckless fire signs are. And fire signs, when I call you reckless, like, okay, it can be negative, but it can also be a positive thing. Reckless in the sense that like you don't care who's in your way. You don't really care who's gonna get hurt or who's gonna judge you. You're gonna do what you want. And something about that is very admirable to me. And I feel like air signs see that. And I also feel like air will come up with the ideas and fire will have the passion to bring those ideas to life. And I feel like no matter how good or bad these ideas are, fire will want to bring them to life.
100%. You know? I totally agree. I feel like air signs, they have all these great ideas and they want to chat and like, you know, they can talk for hours, fire and air signs too.
Right.
But a fire signs will like, let's get in motion. Let's get going. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Even if it's not necessarily like, for me, Sagittarius, like we're mutable, you know what I mean? So we're maybe not the initiators at first, but the other air sign that you're with could be the initiator for you. So like, I love that it's like a give and a pull between these two, because it's like, okay, well, we can chat about it, and the other one's like, let's fucking do it.
Yeah,
you know?
Honestly, and to me, I feel like I love that, because I genuinely feel like I love Sag and Libra together, and Sag is the mutable fire sign, and Libra is the cardinal air sign. So I feel like it's all about the play onto the elements and the modality. And I feel like I also love Aries with Gemini. You know what I mean? Like it just works. Yeah. So it's just all about, you know, finding out what kind of energy you need in your life. And I'm not saying you're gonna sit there and be like, I'm an Aries, I need to find a Gemini. No, I don't mean that. I mean that when you are a fire sign and you do meet these air signs, you'll notice which one of them you vibe with more, and it'll be for a reason.
Yes. And I feel like this match especially is very like intuitive when you feel it, you know what I mean? If it's off, it's like that's not your earth or I mean your air or your fire sign, you know what I mean? Because when it's on, it vibes so
you literally
hard.
know.
It vibes so hard.
For sure. And I also feel like with fire, on the other hand, I feel like fire lives for an air sign stories. And to me, I feel like air signs are the best storytellers when it comes to the elements of the zodiac, and you know they are. They can go on and they'll make the story interesting. And I feel like fire loves hearing stories because it gives them ideas on how to live an exciting life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? 100%. It's like fire's like, I'm willing to do anything, like anything to get out of here, and air's like, anything? Because listen, I got this whole plan, and fire's like, tell me more.
Right. We'll put it into action.
Right.
Let's get on it.
Right. So that's also another reason why I love it. I feel like they just bounce off that energy with each other. You know, the possibilities are endless.
Yeah, I totally agree. I feel like it's a never-ending like excitement of like danger, but like ooh,
danger.
It's like fun. It's like ooh, you're crazy, but I'm crazy. So like, how do I?
For sure.
How do I go?
Right,
you know?
right.
It's like a never-ending dance between the two.
Oh yeah,
and
it's like salsa.
It is exactly like salsa. When I think of these two, it's like salsa. It's like I move, then you move, and this is how I move, and I'm gonna move this way.
Do you trust me? Because you shouldn't.
Yeah. And I feel like, but that's what
they understand that.
Exactly. They
do.
understand that about the other of like,
For
maybe
sure.
I don't have the best commitment or like whatever, you know?
I agree.
And like, they like that.
They like
okay
that.
with that.
And that's why
together.
I feel like, I don't know, I feel like these two energies together is the epitome of live fast, die young.
Yes.
You know what I mean? They're not trying to take it slow. They're not trying to be responsible. They're not trying to figure it out before they make the next move. They really are about that life, and they're like, listen, we have one life to live. Are you willing to take my hand and go on this adventure with me?
Yes.
And they are.
Yes. They're like, let's go.
They're like, tell me more. You just talking about adventures, like very like exciting to me.
It's hot. I feel like between these two, the fire signs tend to be more like emotional and like passionate, and the air signs are more like logical, you know what I mean? So I feel like air signs have to be careful because the fire signs will just get like so hot-headed, and to me, the air signs kind of have to be the ones to be like, okay, let's call it a truce, or to say like, let's walk away, because a fire sign is never gonna walk away from that fight. You know what I mean? So as an air sign, you have to be the overly logical one, but although
which you guys are good at.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Also, don't kill us to death with your words, but you have to be more logical and say like, okay, we need to step away from this argument, or like just call it a truce and it's done. Otherwise, like we will literally fight to kill each other to the end. You know what I mean? So like y'all gotta be aware of that.
Agreed.
It can get very hot and heated.
It can, and I do feel like air signs, you guys are really, 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 really good at making people feel dumb. And like, I know y'all do it on purpose. Like, I'm not saying that, oh my god, you guys are just so smart. You make people feel so stupid. That is not what I'm saying. And yes, you guys can be smart. Granted, you can be. But I'm talking about something goes off in your brain when someone is like arguing with you. And in your head, you're thinking, if I act nonchalant and just use a one-word response, they're going to feel so stupid. And if you do this to a fire sign, they will go crazy on you. Because fire sign, like, they do not do well when someone just throws a one-word answer back to them when you guys have been arguing back and forth. And I also feel like you need to be aware of the fact that as exciting as it might be for these two elements to collide, you might get in trouble together a lot.
Yes.
No one in this dynamic has the power to tame the other. You just keep on going and going and going and going.
You just fan each other.
Water and earth are nowhere to be found. You know, they're sitting on the sidelines looking at you like, which one do you think's gonna crash first? And water's like, I don't know. And earth's like, You know? So like, be aware of the fact that that can happen.
Yeah, 100%.
So one of you, like you said, definitely needs to be the responsible one because you guys have the potential to crash and burn.
Yeah, like you will, fire signs, you can obviously burn people to death, or air signs will suffocate you. Both very horrendous ways to die. Like, don't make one go too hard than the other, because you will literally drown in your own ways.
You will.
You know?
You really will. And I feel like the best part about this mix is that even when they do offend each other, they bounce back from it quickly. You know what I mean? I feel like just because they know how fun their dynamic is when they're on, I feel like they definitely squash drama. They squash shit quickly.
Yeah.
And I feel like they really are like the type to be like, we don't have time for drama. I just want to have fun. I want to go out with you. I want to do all these things with you. I don't want to be worrying about the petty shit. So I feel like I also do love that about air and fire dynamics, is that they do squash shit quickly.
Yeah.
They make it offended quick, but they also squash it quick. You know?
It's like, we're better than this.
It's not like
I'm fucking pissed at you, but like we're like, our relationship is more.
Exactly.
Like the good times, the good vibes we have is like so much more than this little tiff.
It's not like water and earth, where you're literally sitting there pondering, thinking like, oh my god, what do they mean by that? Like, that really hurt. Like fire and air, just like, whatever, I don't have time for this, I'm trying to go out.
I feel like though, then they could be like master, like push it to the back of your minds, you know what I mean? So if you're in a relationship or even a friendship with like a fire and air sign, you have to be wary of that, where like, okay, yes, you can get over things quickly, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you shouldn't talk about what's going on. You know what I mean? Because both of you will drop it, but at the end of the day, resentment still will grow from within both of you. You know what I mean? That will make you it'll make the relationship kind of like get stale or like end. And I feel like that kind of brings me to one of my last points, is like, could this relationship be too good to be true?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where like, it's like too much of a good thing at first. It's like, oh, this is so hot and heavy, and I love this about, let's just say, Aries, of like, they're so cocky and they're such great, or not, they're so confident, such great leaders, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then at the end of the relationship, you're like, oh my god, they're so overbearing and like they're just cocky and I hate them. So it's like, you have to be careful that very much, I think, with this relationship, the things that you love about them could also be the things that kill it in the end.
Agreed. I do want to say for my final point that I feel like the possibilities here with this air and fire dynamic are endless. I feel like adventures are endless, and I feel like fear, well, it doesn't really exist, and ultimately the limit does not exist.
Yes, the limit does not exist.
Like, the limit doesn't exist. You guys will literally travel the world together. You will have figured out how to do any and everything together. And I feel like you guys are adventure seekers.
Yeah.
And you'll have lots and lots of fun, friendship or relationship. I guarantee, if it may not be other things, it will be fun.
Yes. Yes. At the very least, it will be fun. And I totally agree. All in all, do it. If you don't fall in love, it will be one of the best fucking flings in your life. So just do it. You're gonna make great friends. Highly recommend.
For sure.
You know?
For sure.
Alright, y'all, thank you so much for watching this episode on fire and air compatibility, okay? Comment down below with your favorite fire and air duo combo, you know? Let us know in the comment section. And yeah, let us know also if you wanted us to do the same element signs compatibility in the comment section. We're gonna link our socials up here. We post every Monday and Thursday, and we'll see y'all later.
Bye.